Yep, the Steam Machine price has been revealed here. 1050 clams for the 512GB no controller variant. If you want the controller, it's 1128. I'm very surprised they're even selling a controllerless version. That's a little odd to me, but I'm assuming it's because every controller can work with it, but still. Then if you want the 2TB, 1350, and then 2TB with controller, 1428. It's a pretty penny, bro. That's clams on clams. And as I said, what, 3-4 months ago, I wouldn't be surprised if it went over 1,000, but I had my fingers crossed, you know, fucking four-leaf clover in my ass, whatever, trying my best to remain optimistic that it wouldn't. But because of the AI shittening of everything, the enshittification of everything, thanks to AI, the price was always going to be crazy. It's tragic. Actually diabolical. So I also looked at, like, performance benchmarks, and I gotta tell you, man, it's just not worth this. I was never super sold on me being, like, the target demographic for a Steam Machine, because it existed in that limbo of being, like, an entry-level PC that's also not, like, an amazing console. And according to, like, what I was reading here and showing some of it, the PS5 beats it in quite a few places, marginally. And the PS5 is a few $100s cheaper. So if you're gonna go with console gaming, you probably would just go with a PS5, unless you really want access to Steam, which in that case, you'd be better off just doing a PC DIY. Because I saw from Games Nexus, I think it was, they put together like an equally, if not better, powerful DIY PC for a bit less than the Steam Machine. So it's in this gray area where it's not the best console you can get, and it's not the best entry PC you can get. So I don't see why I would buy it. It's just sad because it's pretty clear the reason the price is here is because of the AI ass blasting. From what I understand, it was probably going to be around 750, which that makes a lot more sense. If it could have come out like in the summer of 2025 or even a little later in 2025 at 750, slam dunk. Absolutely slam dunk. But at this price, I just don't see it. I really don't see it. I know, man. I understand it's not entirely their fault for where the price is. I get it. It doesn't change the fact that it is expensive, though. Like, it is what it is. Like, I do get it. It is not Valve that said we wanted it over $1,000. Everyone and your grandmother and your fucking grandmother's boyfriend could have told you that that is a crazy price point to try and get something going at this stage. But because of the price on everything, because of AI, it was unavoidable. Who's gonna get the 512GB version that's like 3 modern games worth of storage? That's so fucking true. You can get Call of Duty and one other game on your Steam machine if you get the $1,050 version. And then you're cooked. Yeah. No, that's what I was just talking about. I was watching a lot of the benchmarks and the testing for it. It's a little less than I was expecting. It's not overly impressive, unfortunately. Which is why I was saying, if you're going to be getting it as a console, you're probably better off just getting the PS5 and saving a handful of the balloons. The only reason you would get this, if you are a console gamer, is if you want access to Steam, but in that case, just build a PC and then hook it to your TV. Because again, like I said, I'm pretty sure it was Games Nexus. Games Nexus showed that you can DIY, build your own PC that's a little bit more powerful than the Steam Machine for a little bit less. So like the value's just really not there. At least I don't think so. Not to me. Not locked down like normal consoles so they can't finance it with the 30% cut they take on the Steam store. Which is something we already knew going into it. Yeah, I talked about that. Yeah, we knew that. Gaming is such an expensive hobby now. Isn't that crazy? Like, you would expect as technology continues to develop and advance, that prices would be coming down. As we get better and more efficient and just have more options, you would expect we'd be getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, but it's going the opposite direction now. And it's all because of fucking AI. It has completely bucked what was supposed to be the trend we'd be experiencing. It is literally because of AI. Not all because of AI, GPU shortages were happening, causing prices to go up. Okay, if you want to get into semantics, you could also point to crypto driving GPU prices through the roof. I get it, bro. Then how about we wrap it all together with tech degeneracy with these fucking bubbles? So, like, the crypto mining bubble, the AI bubble, like, yeah, fair enough. You know, fair enough, whatever. I'll give you that, fair enough. Crypto, nothing versus the massive industry that's AI. It is not to the level that AI is in terms of like a overwhelmingly detrimental impact, but he is right. GPU prices fucking exploded because of everyone and their mother trying to do crypto mining operations and such. So that is a legitimately, objectively true thing that did happen. Also feel like we hit a wall with advancing the tech. That I disagree with. That I don't subscribe to. Even Valve's not happy about this price. I bet. Again, bro, it's... As I said, I know that they are not responsible for why it ended up at this price. I get it. It doesn't change the fact that this is just not a deal I think is worth getting. I know that it's not Valve's decision. They were apparently eyeing a $750 price point, which, as I said, that would have been a fucking dunk. That would have been a slam dunk. That would have been a good deal. But at this, it's not. NES in today's money would have been almost $700. Nothing's really changed in terms of console prices. True, the NES was very expensive. That is also well known. But you also have to remember the time period that was in, though. That was, like, legitimately one of the first ones outside of Atari, so that was always going to be expensive. If I remember right, though, Nintendo 64 was, what, like $300 accounting for inflation when we looked it up? If I'm remembering correctly. No, maybe it was 500. Maybe, I don't remember now. Fuck, it's been like 2 years since we went down that rabbit hole. What would I pay for this machine? If it was $750, I could see myself getting it. Even though, again, it's not really something that even conceptually I was super pumped about, but at $750 it is just a good deal. Like, it would have been a solid piece. Like, I think that would have made sense. Do you think Valve would price down the machine if storage prices normalized? It's very rare for a company to do that. Like, it doesn't happen super often unless they're really in the dire straits. And I'm pretty confident this is still going to sell out. Like, I think just in the current climate of consume by all means, it's still going to sell very well for them. But you know what? I'd give Valve the benefit of the doubt. They've always been pretty decent when it comes to, like, valuing customers. If prices normalized, yeah, they might knock it down a bit. Yeah, I could see it. The Steam Deck's also $700 now. Is it $700? I can't remember. $790. $789 for the Steam Deck 512 OLED. So no, it's not $700. How much money do you think Rockstar will make on day one of pre-orders for GTA 6? On day one? 300 million? And then maybe across the week they could get up to like close to $1 billion. But I imagine day one, everyone ferociously trying to pre-order is going to crash a lot of websites, so I would think maybe like 300 million. I think that game's just going to do unbelievable record numbers. I think everyone's expecting it. GTA 5 made 800 million on day one in 2013. That can't be right. GTA 5, 800 million in day one? No. That seems like an urban legend. No way. Well, here's an article in 2013, Grand Theft Auto 5, 800 million in the first day. Okay. Then yep. It probably goes close to 2 billion day one then. I thought 300 million was being kind of generous. I just assumed, based on how everything always crashes whenever there's a huge release, that it'd be hard for everyone to get their pre-order day one. But if they figured it out in 2013, they probably got it figured out here too. Gears won't even touch half that. No, what are you talking about? Of course it will. Everyone's waiting to pre-order Gears E-Day, even though it's going to be on Game Pass for free. No, they'll make their $400 million, reportedly $400 million back. DoorDash gonna have a historic spike in deliveries on launch day. The rumor ended up not being true about what? The Gears E-Day budget? Here's something from 3 days ago about an insider who's denying the rumor. So according to them, the money spent at Coalition is spread across the entire portfolio, including non-Unreal titles like Forza and Fable. Why would the Coalition be spending on things like Forza and Fable? Am I reading this correctly? Just because it's the technological glue? So a lot of the money filters through it? Is that what it is? I think that's what he's saying. It's not a very good article, though. It seems like because they did like some of the dev tools and some of the work on the engines for those titles, that got lumped in with the budget. Yeah, Coalition helps a lot of Xbox studios. Okay, so that's what it is. I don't know, man. Xbox so mismanaged, I'm inclined to believe they actually spent $400 million on it. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, it's not like confirmed or anything, and it's never been confirmed.